And sets another day. Billions will kneel and pray. Anything to aid escape from the world so cold and gray.
That's good, boy. Well, hello there.
Hi.
Welcome to another episode of Bones and Tubs.
Back again, bitches.
Back again from the breach. We have scoured the pages to find you topics, and we have brought you topics today. We thoroughly hope that you enjoy them.
Yes.
Not much going on in the news here lately. Trump had a big rally over the weekend where he basically incited people to hate the media even more.
I ain't mad at him.
No, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. I mean, it's one of those things where we've talked about it before, where it's when he starts deciding that things we shouldn't have an open and free media where people can criticize him. That's the problem.
I think his issue, not so much with free speech, is the fact that they blatantly lie about everything. I saw a story last week where one of these news agencies that used to have credibility posted a story that he was activating 100,000 National Guardsmen to go round up illegals. Completely baseless, completely false.
Fake
news.
Fake news.
So, I don't understand if you're going to make up horse shit. I mean, I guess the fact that people aren't buying it anymore would be enough, right?
Yeah.
You would think that...
You gotta get... the media has to get their credibility back. I mean, I'm not talking... And, I'm talking about both sides here. There's a lot of goofy shit going on out there right now.
Yeah.
That needs to be addressed on all sides. Not just one side.
I mean, as he says...
I love my life.
I love this Donald Trump soundboard.
Yeah.
It's going to pop in and out
Huge.
through the old podcast.
We owe Japan more to somebody from China. Trillions.
It's just endless.
Yeah. I'm sure that board will continue to grow as his presidency goes on.
Yeah, for sure.
I will bring it back.
But anyways, not much else going on in the news.
I do like that he comes out, though, and makes rallies after, to kind of... It's like a board meeting of sorts.
Yeah, with the folks.
To let people know, hey, I'm still here doing what you sent me to do.
Yeah.
And then jerk himself off a bit.
Yeah. Oh, it's definitely masturbation.
It's like his son taking a picture of the Eric Trump child cancer wing in a hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you did there. Good job.
Yeah, good job. It's one of those things. I hate politics just because, if you look at that rally, they put, this huge group of people, right behind where he was sitting, right before he was standing, where it was Blacks for Trump.
Yeah, Blacks for Trump 2020.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's not the only one guilty of that shit.
Oh, no, they all do it.
If you look at, any political rally, it's they always put the kaleidoscope rainbow right behind the candidate.
Some asshole in a fucking doctor's outfit still wearing his stethoscope.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
A cheerleader. It's like a George Romero zombie movie behind them. There's just a little bit of everything in there. There's a mechanic who's still holding a wrench in his hand.
Right.
I just came from work.
I just happened to walk by and managed to get this excellent seat.
Do you think they just drive around and find random folks that just look like you're salt of the earth and pull over hey, you want to make $100 the easy way?
I've been on Bang Bus before. Let's do this.
Oh, this ain't Bang Bus.
This is a Hillary Clinton rally.
Yeah, I mean, it's just both sides are guilty of that shit. I have to say we are in fact the melting pot. But, the melting pot they imply is way more diverse than it actually is.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to think, too, if you've ever melted anything in a pot before, you know that things get burnt around the edges.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like sometimes I'm stuck on the edge, burnt. Melting pot needs to be...
I always we're living on the edge.
Living on the edge! It's your one-way ticket to midnight!
But, yeah, so... Yeah, it's just, it's what they want you to see.
Yeah.
That's the implication. But, I think the problem is that and this goes down both sides are starting to see this is what they want us to see. Yeah. So, obviously, this isn't the truth.
I just can't believe this whole model still works. that they still use it. He's gotten away from a lot of the old model shit, but he still does that dumb shit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, I mean, I guess, yeah, you want people to see that there are, in fact, black people that support Donald Trump. Even though, like, I think grossly there wasn't a lot of black people that voted for Donald Trump. Not what he would want us to believe anyways.
No.
In fact, it was the absence of large sums of black voters that actually put him in office.
Right.
In the first place. It wasn't people voting for Hillary, it was people just not voting at all.
Right. Staying home.
Yeah, staying home, because this election did not enthuse them, which I can see why.
I almost wonder if they threw it away. They made it look like a good fight, but I wonder if they threw it away the same way the Republicans threw it away with McCain.
It makes me wonder, because, like, I don't know, because 2012 seemed like a throwaway election to me.
Yeah.
The Republicans knew they weren't going to win, so they just threw some fucking shitty rich guy in there.
Yeah.
That's been a pawn for his entire life, with a guy that hates poor people.
Yeah. We all hate poor people.
I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, some of these guys, they just try to disguise the fact that they really just hate poor people.
I was thinking about this last night, since we're talking about poor people. Like, I've kind of developed this map of poorness, or, poverty, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Like, in my head, where we just accept the term poor or poor people. But really, are we really talking about people that are living in, like, fucking trash cans, like Oscar? I mean,
no,
the American version of poverty is, like, they have a flip phone.
And, like, live in, like, a shitty little box apartment.
Right. They have a car that sucks.
Well, in England, they have a term for people like us. They call them JGBs, just getting by.
Huh.
And, like, they're trying to hone in on what that actually means. It's the middle. It's what we refer to as the lower to just the beginnings of the middle class.
What the middle class has become.
That the middle class is JGB, just getting by. Which means that, like, and while I was reading from Kevin Trudeau the other day, people that, when they die, have less than $1,000 in their bank account.
Yeah, pretty large sum of folks.
And, it's one of those things where, like, there's a little tiny person in me from when I was a kid that looks at the disparity between douchebags making fucking billions of dollars and people trying to just get by and work their asses off.
Right.
And it makes me, like, want, like, some sort of, like, socialist revolt. Then I have to remind myself, like, no. No, that doesn't work. That never worked, and it never will work.
I do agree that there's something wrong with people that accumulate trillions of dollars. And, you say, like, there are no trillionaires. They're just not public.
No.
It's like the Rothschilds and those names. The Astors, the names that nobody talks about. They've hoarded literally trillions of dollars,
Yeah.
It's a toxic thing to have that much money just sitting. I mean, I think it should flow freely. I'm not all about wealth redistribution.
Like, see, here's the thing.
At the same time, it's kind of fucked.
And politicians, please take note. Please take note. Me and my partner Bones can talk about income equality.
Do what we want.
You cocksuckers can't.
No.
I don't want to hear about income equality from some asshole that makes more than $1 million a year.
Yeah, eat it.
I'm sorry. I don't want to fucking hear about it.
Eat a dick.
I don't want to hear it from celebrities. I don't want to hear it because you know what? If you really wanted to fucking make a difference, give all your fucking money away.
Yeah, show us how Mahatma Gandhi you can be.
I want you to give everything except $30,000 of your money away, and then you can talk about income equality. Because only then will you know where I'm at.
Forget the guy's name, of course, because my memory is like an Afghan. It's got holes filled with holes. But there's a guy who started his own nonprofit charity. It's something to do with... It shows you how to effectively live your life with a certain amount of money, and to try to talk you into donating the rest to one of the charities that he has vetted. And he lives by example. Like, he makes something like $100,000 or $120,000 a year.
Yeah.
And he donates everything past $65,000 or $70,000. He donates all of it to charity.
Austerity.
Right.
Like, and that's the example that anybody, that fucking term comes out of your fucking mouth. You better do what he does.
Right.
Before you want to come to me with income equality.
Live the life you talk about. Bitches.
Like, I don't want to be JGB, but I can't help it right now.
I want to live like J.G. Wentworth.
Yeah. I don't have a face for movies or any kind of public forum that will require faces.
You got a beautiful face.
I got a face for podcasting.
I'll tell you, speaking of faces, people should, I'm assuming by the time this podcast gets edited and thrown up on the interwebs, they'll have already seen our Bowl Girl reaction video.
Ooh, watch it. It's gross. And then look at Bowl Girl.
Yeah, check out Bowl Girl. Fuck.
And send us your reactions.
She's got a face.
Ooh,
she's got a face for Bowl Girl videos.
Yeah.
It looks like her head is shaped like an 8.
Yeah. She looks like a Muppet.
Yeah, if you ever wanted to see a living and breathing moist robot fuck its mouth with 2 hands,
yeah,
go ahead.
Bow girl. And then try not to throw up. You might want to have something by that, you might want to watch it on the toilet so you could literally just turn around and throw up if you have to.
Yeah, I noticed that while I was watching it, I actually squirted out diarrhea.
Oh, yeah?
Where there was no diarrhea prior.
Mm.
Somehow that video had helped me develop just a squirty butthole.
Like you just eaten a whole bag of Lester chips?
Yes.
Yeah.
Chicken biscuits.
But yeah, I don't want to digress too much on the whole income equality thing because, I mean, it sucks, but we live it. So don't talk about it until you've lived it.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't know what it's like.
Be like Bowl Girl talking about, bulimia, like she lives that life.
Yeah.
We get it.
We get it.
We follow you. We know
I'm not going to talk about it.
No.
Because I haven't lived that life.
No, I'm a coward when it comes to that.
Yeah. So that's all I want to talk about in current events. So let's get to the topics. I like the topics we got today, and we got a bunch of topics. Thank you guys for the topics.
Some were public, some were not public.
Some were not public.
And we are fine with non-public.
Yeah.
Kind of adds to the mystique.
Exactly, because some people, you send us topics, we get to create awesome nicknames for you.
Yeah.
In the love of anonymity, or if you want to give us a nickname, as long as it's not too crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, don't do any like racist or fucking Nazi shit. We're not going to fucking use that.
Right.
I'm sorry.
We will laugh at it though.
We'll laugh at it, but we're not in private. But we're not going to fucking.
Right.
We're not going to use it because that's wrong.
You won't hear the word escape my mouth unless somebody gets me, like they got Trump with that Billy Bush video.
Yeah, right.
They record me on a tour bus.
But yeah, okay, so first topic of the day. This comes to us from our good friend Lunch Meat. Thanks, Lunch Meat.
AKA Marlboro Man, AKA Black Hammer.
Yeah. We got a few names floating around for you. You're going to have to let us know which one you like the best.
Lunch Meat works for this one, though.
Lunch Meat works for this one. So, Lunch Meat asks us, if you could talk to your 11-year-old self, what would you tell him?
Ah, yeah. Do you want to go first? Or
Yeah, I'll let you go first.
All right. Well, I've got several parts that I would like to address. 11-year-old bones. I would say stop what you're doing and mow yards. Mow yards like a slave. Mow yards until you can't mow any more yards, and then figure out another way to make more money, and then take all of that money and buy ounces of silver with it, and wait until approximately 2012 or 13 when it shoots up to about $53 an ounce.
Yeah.
And sell all that silver you bought for $4 an ounce at $50-something an ounce. And then don't turn it into cocaine.
Don't turn it into cocaine.
The other thing I would say is to get a Charles Schwab account as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Invest in, Google.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
prior to 9/11/2001, place put options on various airlines.
Yeah.
Because those stocks plummet, and you will make billions. The same way politicians did, because somehow they knew about it before it happened.
Yeah. Well, and it goes without saying, if anybody out there seen The Big Short, I would tell myself, hey, invest in silver and make your money doing that, right?
Right.
And then around 2006, start buying shorts from the housing market.
Oh, yeah.
See the money just freaking
Just
rolling.
rolling. Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah. Like everyone's like, why the fuck did you do that? That's the stupidest thing. Oh, no.
I see what you did there.
I see what you did.
And also, I'm not sure how on point the internet was at that time, but, you could have invented YouTube.
Oh.
You could have been the very first podcaster, like Joey Rogan. You could have been the Podfather.
Yeah.
I could have saved family members. I would have maybe written out a small diatribe of anti-cancer diets and supplementation regimens. Vitamin D3.
Oh, yeah.
Vitamin C IV solutions. Stop eating sugar.
Yeah. Stop eating sugar. Avoid caffeine.
Motherfucking push-ups, dog.
I'm too far into it now.
Do a lot of push-ups.
Don't ever smoke.
Stay away from blondes. That would have been a good...
That's some great advice.
Both of us, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee, Gary. I can always count on you, Mr. Poopy Butthole.
Let me see.
Some good solid life advice.
Yeah, that is. I mean, that's like smart advice even for now.
Yeah.
Like, do these things. We're too far. I mean, I wouldn't say we're too far. We're only 30, so it's not like we're...
No, we're just now getting...
Yeah, we're getting to the...
We're primed up.
We're in the meat potatoes. We're past the appetizers.
We lived through our teenage years without committing suicide or shooting up a high school.
Yeah.
So that was good,
You got that going for you.
I lived through the 20s. I'm sure you probably, were in situations with me or the leader of said situations where we should not have been piloting vehicles.
Yeah.
And we lived through all that.
Exactly.
In their 20s, we lived through the alcohol streams.
Yeah. I would tell my 11-year-old self to not sweat what people say about you.
Yeah.
Or like not care less about what people think about you and just, chase your bliss.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm doing that now.
Stay away from heroin, though.
But goddamn, I would have saved myself a lot of turmoil if I would have just told myself back then, like, hey, you know how some people like to talk shit and say dumb shit to you?
Right.
Fuck them. Because you know what? Some of them are dead now.
The reason why people talk so much shit is because they're miserable in their lives.
Yeah. Like, and, go back and be like, hey, go find Mark Zuckerberg and give him, like, $500 for Facebook.
Yeah.
Like, right when it started, like, here, I want to invest.
Let me have the, significant portion of those shares.
Wait until he's, like, drunk one night, and then go up to him like, oh, that's a great idea. Hey, you know what? I'll buy that from you for $2,000.
Right now.
Right fucking now.
$2,000 and a slow jack.
Deal.
I'm down. Do you think it would be bad advice, jumping ahead in the future when our sons are around 11 or 12 and they may or may not be dealing with bullying? Like, sit them down and like, look, man, the reason why they're bullying you and so mean is because they're getting raped by their dad. Or because their dad drinks a lot of alcohol and beats the mommy.
Yeah.
The reason why Timmy's so mad and so angry with you and tries to beat you up all the time is because his uncle touches him.
I mean, for the most part, I look back at when I was a little kid, and, to an extent, I did care about what people thought of me, but the problem is that now I really don't care at all.
Oh, you shouldn't.
Like, there's a few people, like, I can't say I completely don't care. There is, like, it's my zone of, like, influence that I have.
Yeah.
People that can change my opinion, and it's a very small circle. Back then, it was much bigger.
Right.
And people that, like, back then I wasn't making money, so I couldn't say people that were cutting my checks. But
right.
They were cutting my proverbial life checks.
Yeah.
Back then.
Cutting your teeth.
That I shouldn't have cared about.
Like you said, a lot of those guys are dead now.
Yeah. Some of them are dead.
Some of them are going to die.
Yeah.
While we're recording this podcast.
More than likely.
Probably.
But it's just, that and tell yourself invest in things and, chase your bliss.
Yeah. And also, like, I give them a book list.
Oh, yeah.
Start out with The Alchemist.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really start reading until I was, like, out of high school.
See, I read a lot even through high school. And that's one thing I would just tell myself is like, hey, all that stuff you like reading, just keep doing that.
Right.
That's good for you.
Readers are leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, talk to me.
But yeah, I would just tell myself, keep being a good person. And one time, you're going to be at a UDF and you're going to be wanting to do some naughty shit at the UDF. Don't do it.
No.
Don't do it. Just avoid it. Just don't do it.
It's not worth it.
I feel like you have to be cryptic with your former self. You can't, like, out and tell them all these things because they wouldn't believe you. You just got to be like, when the time comes, don't take the Orajel. Don't take it. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Stop it.
But yeah. Well, like you said, start podcasting earlier.
Fucking A.
Get in from the ground floor.
I remember at 12, I don't know, maybe early teenage years, back when remember how like there was a swift progression of technology where we had like Windows 98?
Yeah.
I had 2 computers in my room.
Nice.
And it was dial-up internet. They were such shitty computers I needed 2 because one was strictly for email and the other one was for RuneScape. I used to put keyloggers into a exe file, picture of girls that one of our friends gave me.
Yeah.
And I would pretend on Yahoo that I was a female, 16-year-old girl in this RuneScape chat room. And these fucking pedophiles would add me, and I would talk to them like, hey, they'd hit me up with that ASL, age, sex, location.
Yeah.
16, female, Florida. And they'd be like, I'm, 45, living in Delaware. You got any pictures? You like to play RuneScape? Well, I'd send it to them. They'd open it, beat off to it, whatever it is they would do. And then I would just have access to everything on their computer with Family Keylogger. You can download it for free, download.com. But it would send it to my Gmail, and I had over 1 million emails in that account.
Holy shit.
And just go through and rob those bastards on RuneScape. Making stacks. And this is all hypothetical.
Yeah, hypothetical. Never actually happened.
Never.
I would definitely, just tell myself to chill out.
Chill out, bro.
Just let you know, dude. High school and all that, it's only temporary.
It's not real.
You'll get over it, and you'll go above and beyond. Not care what people think about you. That's what I tell myself.
It's good advice.
Like those tumultuous teenage years where the hormones are just rushing hard.
Yeah.
Just be like, just get through it, dude. It's gonna be okay.
Slow down.
Yeah, it's gonna be okay.
It could all turn bad.
You never know.
Don't do heroin.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do heroin.
I mean, there could be some serious repercussions. I mean, think about Back to the Future too.
Yeah.
Fuck.
For sure.
Like, we now have a timeline where fucking Biff became president. fuck.
We live it right now.
Yeah, we're living it. This shit actually happens.
Somebody went back in time.
Fuck things up.
Well, I mean, it's bad to say, but Biff's doing a lot of good. Imagine somebody went back in time before him and fucked everything up even worse.
Yeah.
So we got to go back. We got to have Donald Trump.
Well, I mean, you never know. It's like one of those things like that one show was 11/22/63.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's called. Where, like, he goes back and saves Kennedy and then goes back to his own timeline in the present and everything is fucked. And like there's basically been an apocalypse, even though Kennedy was supposedly a good guy.
Right.
Like, he's talking to one dude and he's like, yeah, I remember the Kennedy camps.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? I mean, you never know. Things could have been way worse. And it might still be worse. We might be living in a super shitty timeline and just the ball hasn't dropped yet.
See that scientific fucking study they released where they would have sent back light into the past via quarks or some type of
Maybe tachyons?
tachyons, yeah. So
Yeah.
they've proven that it's real.
Possible.
Shit.
They got light through.
What if, like, in your childhood, you had an interaction with your future self already?
I try to think about that. Like, what if... I feel like if there was ever, like, some sort of, like, time travel tourism, that there would be heavy regulations on it. Like, if you're allowed to go back, you know, you would have, like, a handler, somebody literally there with you that has, like, some sort of, like, fucking vaporizer.
Like you're touring in North Korea?
Yeah, like some sort of vaporizer with you so that you couldn't, like, say anything to yourself or, like, do anything to affect your timeline. You would just be able to observe your timeline. Which would be cool. I would still like to do that. Like, same thing, like, go back and see, like, my parents when they were kids. Or my grandparents when they were my age. I think that'd be fucking crazy.
Fucking A.
Like, I feel like the further back you go, the less restrictions they would have on you. Just because, like, to an extent. Like, they wouldn't let you, like, do some nefarious shit.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they would let you get away with a little bit more the further back you go.
I don't know. It's heavy.
Because, you know, but then you gotta think about the fucking butterfly effect.
Oh, yeah.
Even the smallest thing you do in the past could fucking create huge repercussions in the future.
I like to think it'd be like the movie The One with Jet Li, where it's a multiverse and you've just got infinite or near infinite possibilities of yourself. We get away from our handler and just start killing other versions of ourselves to become the most powerful.
There can be only one. But yeah, I mean, that's cool shit.
It is.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lunch Meat.
Yeah, thanks, Lunch Meat.
Love
Thanks
you.
for that question. We really do. Next one comes from our golden angel.
Patron saint.
The Saint Catherine of College Corner, patron saint of topics.
We should mention her name the way Muslims talk about Muhammad.
What do you mean, like the...
Patron saint, College Corner, Catherine Doherty. Peace be upon her.
Peace be upon her. She actually brought us two today, but we're going to split them up. The first one, what historical figure do you most
Figure?
What historical figure, we're not British, do you most admire, aspire to be like? Good question.
Is it anybody I pick?
I think it could be anybody. Anybody you want from all of history. Living or dead, anybody.
I know, at least right now, currently, I'm trying to model my life after Napoleon Hill.
It's a good one.
His principles are sound. He's created more millionaires than anybody else in history.
Yeah. I mean, that's a good one. I'd say Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
He was a bossly man.
Beat your asthma with cigars.
Yeah.
A little weightlifting.
Weightlifting. You know, fighting bears and fucking going on safari.
Fucking A.
Flying in the first planes and shit.
Adventure.
Yeah. Getting shot, doing speeches.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's baller. I think I do admire him just because that, and he was like, I wouldn't call him a populist, but he was definitely like, he was about the Republic, most def.
As you should be.
Yeah. That, and he was just a boss, man. I mean, I don't know if we talked about him on the show before.
I think so.
Have we?
Yeah.
I think we have, you're right.
Because it was right after I listened to Hardcore History, where they
Oh,
had that
okay.
fucking sweet-ass Teddy Roosevelt 3-part episode.
But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I'd say him and, like, T. Lawrence is pretty boss, too. And if anybody don't know, he's...
I don't. Teach me.
Okay, T. Lawrence was... there's a movie from the late 50s called Lawrence of Arabia.
Yeah.
And it's about T. Lawrence. T. Lawrence was a real-life guy who, back in the day, he was British, went to the Middle East, and he, got all these tribes together to fight the government, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they were, like, sabotaging trains and doing all sorts of shit. And mind you, this is all real. And he wrote a book called The Pillars, 7 Pillars of Wisdom, I think it was called.
Yeah.
And it's a really good book. I highly suggest it.
Yeah.
But he was a boss. I mean, more or less. Like, he was a man's man. Like, up there with, like, Ernest Hemingway style. And that's another guy I admire.
Yeah, yeah. Hemingway was a fucking monster.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite story about him is, of course, the gin and banana story.
Yeah.
Where he was, like, in the Congo, and his plane
Oh, yeah.
crashed. and everyone thought Ernest Hemingway was dead. And he comes out, and like 3 or 4 days later, he comes out of the jungle, and he's got a crate of gin under one arm, and a bunch of bananas in the other.
Fucking A.
He's been munching on been munching on bananas and drinking gin for days.
Fucking living the life.
Living that fucking jungle life.
Fucking dream we all aspire to.
I mean, the only thing I object to in his existence was the fact that, you know, when he felt like it was over with, he went out into the field behind his house and fucking pulled the trigger of a shotgun with his foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he has a legacy, though, let alone literature. He also has an entire cat species named after him.
Fucking A, yeah.
So, but yeah, I'd say he's another one. But the one I'd most like to be like, that's hard. That's, you know, like I said, all these guys I mentioned, I aspire to them, and I would like to be like them. I'm thinking, you know what? You know who I really, really like? I like John Steinbeck.
Yeah.
Because, like, if I think about, like, what I aspire to be somebody that can tell the tale of America in their own voice. And that's exactly what John Steinbeck did in his time. Mm-hmm. He told America's story through stories that basically made up that time. Like, if you want a glimpse into what America was like during that time that he was writing in, through the 30s, 40s, and even into the 50s and 60s, you would look into John Steinbeck. He gives you the greatest glimpse into what it was like to live then. Mm. So when I think of people to aspire to, I think about John Steinbeck.
John Steinbeck.
Because he was in it, living it, and talking about it and writing it.
People that are doers.
Yeah.
Go-getters.
Like, that's what I aspire to, is to be somebody. I want to be the Vox Populi. I want to be able to be the voice of a generation. But we're so, like, split and partisan now that it's hard to be the voice of all the people. But I like to feel like I would at least be the voice of some people.
Yeah. I think that's what we're trying to move into.
Yeah.
I feel like the quality of life, since we've become doers, creators of things, quality of life's gone up quite a bit.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Like, there's more positivity in my life now than there was before.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
I think it's important, just even back to go back to the go-getter or the doer aspect of life. It's crazy to think that I'm 30 and I've lived the majority of my life kind of just going in the rat race. And most people live their lives that way. You know, to think that you could live 60 or 70 years and you've never not only have you not gotten out of the rat race, but you didn't even know you were in a rat race.
Yeah.
You never actually put your consciousness towards a goal. You know what I mean? To get everything that life handed you simply because you were in the whatever place you were in at that specific time.
Exactly.
You never took charge. You never took the fucking steering wheel. Yeah. That's crazy. Like, I'm kind of disappointed myself that it happened to be 28, 29 when I first started to realize I was in it.
I think that's the reason for
so much better than getting out at 70.
I think your 20s are what that is, though. You're not, like, some people, they figure out what the fuck they want to do in their 20s, and that's fine and all. But I feel like my 20s were spent trying to test myself. You know what I mean? Test, like, what I like and what I don't like.
Yeah.
And it's, like you said, it's unfortunate it took so long for us to figure that out. But it just did. That's all there's to it. I don't lament on it or regret it now. That is all part of what led to this.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's the way I look at it.
You can't look back, I guess, with regret. I don't have any regrets, but at the same time, it's like, I'm going to use my life as an example to my son. Like, I want to, when he hits that age of accountability, I want to give him the fucking trials that I had in my 20s.
And see, you've lived it already, so you can give him that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I just think that passive lifestyle is destructive.
Yeah.
To think back, like, you know, everybody looks at their parents with a good or bad review, but I would like to think that I'll be a more active figure.
Yeah.
Poke the brain a bit more.
Well, I can't say anything bad about my parents. They were there for me when I needed them most.
Oh, well, mine too. I'm not trying to talk bad about my parents. I'm just saying, like, you look at a lot of parents nowadays, and it's kind of like, you know, Instagram parents, like the ones that just, they live this fake-ass life and take selfies with their kids, and their kids are like a fucking accessory.
Yeah.
Like, we were shopping for baby stuff. We were doing our registry, Babies R Us. Mm-hmm. They had a fucking bib for a baby that was written backwards, and it said, "This is my selfie bib." And I looked at my wife. I was like, "You've got to be fucking kidding me!" Like that.
That's not gonna fucking happen.
God help these fucking kids, man.
Yeah.
Maybe our kids will come out fucking leaders.
Well, see, that's the thing, though. Like, you try to imbue them with the most, like, I'm trying to be, you know, put in my son the foundations of what makes a good human being.
Yeah.
Make him independent. Make him an independent thinker, right?
Right.
To not, like, I mean, not necessarily to question authority. Even mine sometimes.
Yeah. And
that's okay. But you gotta lay that foundation that, like, he has to know he can trust me.
Right.
Like, if like, not to question my authority because I'm not going to steer him wrong. I'm not in it for myself. I'm in it to raise him.
Steer him as best as you can with your life experience.
Exactly. And the other things, like, you want to lay good foundations for, like, having empathy and being able to, like, feel for other people. And understand everybody has their own life path, and you should avoid, like, criticizing somebody for said life path.
Right.
No matter how ridiculous it seems, at the end of the day, and that's something I had to learn just recently. Like, because I used to look at people's Facebooks and be like, God, that's stupid. Like, why are you doing that shit? Like, you know, you're never going to go anywhere with that. I had to throw that shit away.
Yeah, it's wasteful.
And be like, fucking chase your bliss and do whatever the fuck you want.
Do whatever makes you happy.
Exactly. Like, that's what I'm trying to do. And I was talking about a guy that I know, not going to say his name on the podcast, who, you know, he's trying to chase his bliss, and people give him a lot of shit for it. And I told someone that I was like, you know what, I'm not going to give him shit for that anymore. Right. I was like, it's not right. I was like, dude's just trying to make himself happy. I was like, and no matter how ridiculous it is, as long as it doesn't hurt other people, why am I criticizing it? Right. He's trying to better the world with his music.
As long as he's happy, it's fine.
Exactly.
A lot of people, too, I think it goes back to the bullying thing as a child or even as an adult. These people talk shit and try to put other people down. It's not because you are doing a shitty thing. It's because they are unhappy. Yeah. They're unhappy with their own lives, and they see somebody that's gotten out of the rat race, and they're like, trying to pull them down. It's like, what's the analogy? When you put crabs in boiling water, you see, like, they kind of, like, chill. But there's a group of them, and one of them tries to climb out, the other one's pulling back down. Yeah. That's all it is.
Yeah. You know, and that's the thing, like, I mean, so far, I haven't gotten much, like, when it comes to, like, people know, like, this is what we're doing here and what we do in videos and all that. That's what I'm trying to move towards in my life, right? That's my goal, is to get to that. And for the most part, I haven't gotten too many people that have put me down for it.
Because most of them know neither of us give a fuck.
Well, that, and a little part of me wants to believe that anybody that's listened to our content thinks we're good enough at it that we can actually do it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes that's where negativity comes from, because it's people's doubt in you. Right. That you can actually do something with yourself when you're trying to, like, follow your fucking dreams.
Be happy.
And be happy. Right. We only have, I mean, I hate saying this because people say this shit all the time, but it is absolute truth. We only have so much time on this fucking orb. Yeah. Why would you waste it being unhappy? Right.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it.
I mean, we have responsibilities, we have things we gotta do, but at the end of the day, like, you have to justify in your mind, do I want to spend this much of my time feeling shitty and going to somewhere shitty just to have this little tiny amount of happiness, or do I need to make an adjustment?
It's one of the things, too, just to jump back to the whole child thing, to talk to your kids. Let them know, like you would go back in time and talk to your 11-year-old self. You would want yourself to know, first of all, you are going to have to, unless you can come up with a way to make work a hobby or a passion, you're going to have to trade your time for money. Yeah. Do it wisely. Mm-hmm. Don't fucking put yourself in a miserable situation where you're giving away the most valuable resource you have that you can never get more of, and that's time. Yeah. You're trading that for $20-$45 an hour. Mm-hmm. So come to terms with that. Yeah. And also let your kid know, don't be afraid to fucking tell me anything, because I guarantee you, I've done it before.
I've done it, saw it, or, seen someone else do it.
I've done it worse than you ever could. Yeah. I'm stupid.
Yeah. Well, my dad always gave me always said the same thing. And it was, my mom said the same thing. And it was the greatest advice I could ever get as a teenager, as a young adult. He said, if you're ever inebriated and you have to get home, do not hesitate to call us.
Should have listened to that advice.
Yeah. And to this day, like, it's the best advice I think I ever got. Now, I never had to do it because I never got that bad where I had to, like, didn't think I could make it home. Right. I think it just tells your kid that I got you. I have your back. Right. No matter what. And I'd rather you make a mistake and ask me to help you fix it than to continue to make that horrible mistake. Right. I won't cast judgment. You're my kid. That's the way I look at it.
You're my kid.
I mean, there are boundaries.
For sure.
But, alright, I think this is when we're going to take our break. Ooh. And have a short commercial.
Commercial break.
And then we're going to come back to you after the break.
We love you.
We really do.
Ed, why are you slowing down?
Oh, Martha, you forgot your glasses again. It's one of them damn kaijus up ahead, blocking traffic.
Oh my. Ed, you better just stop until it passes. Our agent called the other day and he said that they no longer cover kaiju damage.
Oh, shit!
Has this ever happened to you? 1 minute you're enjoying a ride with your loved ones, and then kaiju attack. Hello, I am Ben Adams Foyer, or BA Ware for short. I also happen to be the spokesperson for Kaiju Mutual. Mutual. Kaiju Mutual is the only insurance company that deals exclusively in protecting you and your loved ones from those slimy bastards, where other insurance companies will only cover certain types of kaiju attacks, like scheming little dwarfs they are. Kaiju Mutual offers coverage of all types of kaiju attack, ranging from but not limited to property damage or being a prisoner in your own body. My legs are useless, and I have not had an erection in 3 years. They also cover multi-tentacled sea monsters, subterranean burrowing ones, and winged creeps that steal your children while you sleep. Are you going to let some low-life, nuclear-powered scum-sucker do that to you without having some peace of mind? What kind of bottom-dwelling, trash-eating motherfucker are you?
Okay, that's enough.
Oh, sorry, sometimes I get carried away in my chair or otherwise. I just love you all so much and would hate to see anything happen to you or your loved ones, so call them up. They'll set you up with the best package, so that you can protect those you care about and your stuff. Boom.
Oh, it's that kaiju again. We'll be late for Timmy's party.
It'll be alright, honey. Be aware. Got me a plan that covers us in the untimely event of our deaths or destruction of our property through Kaiju Mutual.
God bless Kaiju Mutual, and God bless Be Aware.
Huh, you could say that again. Kaiju Mutual.
Kaiju Mutual does not cover rifts and or tears in the time-space continuum. And we're back.
We are back.
We hope you enjoyed that commercial from our newest sponsor, Kaiju Mutual.
I did not have a kaiju policy until I listened to that commercial.
Now I do.
It's very important.
You have to be important. You don't want multi-tentacled beasts to come at you and wreck your house and not have any insurance to back it up. Because you know those dirty insurance companies will not cover kaiju damage.
It would have been different, too, if they'd used somebody with a deep, chocolatey voice, you know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have believed that I needed kaiju insurance until I saw the actual victim of a kaiju attack.
Exactly. Yeah, that definitely opened my eyes.
He's very brave.
Yeah, so now I have peace of mind on kaijus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fukushima, for making kaijus a fucking reality.
Exactly, yeah, we appreciate it.
I saw that meme that said, like, Godzilla, you know, lizard enters ocean, meets with radioactive material, becomes monster.
Yeah.
Japan apparently doesn't watch their own fucking movies.
Yeah. Or maybe they want it to happen.
Maybe. It's not an accident.
Yeah.
That's fine.
But yeah. Well, all right then. So let's get back to the topics.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Coming inside your ears.
The next one comes from Tactical Fruit Dip.
Tactical fruit dip.
Tactical Fruit Dip.
That's a good name.
Yeah, he's a new contributor.
Yeah.
We'd like to thank you, Tactical Fruit Dip.
Was it one of the private messages?
Yeah, that was one of the private ones.
Ooh.
They didn't want us knowing.
Tasty.
I mean, this one is a little juicy.
Tactically tasty.
It's a little juice.
Let's climb inside it.
Okay, so Tactical Fruit Dip asks, what is the strangest non-pornographic movie that you've jacked it to? That's intimate. It's an intimate question.
Yeah.
Harking back to a very vulnerable time in my life, pre-internet porno.
I know.
I mean, there was the internet, but listen, for practicality's sake, the internet was not the best place for porno at one point in time in my life, so...
Nah, dial up.
Yeah. So you had to rely on VHS tapes.
Mine are going to be even more shameful because they're after the internet. And I you know, you still had access.
Did it anyway.
You're just like, that would be a good time.
Yeah. I had two in mind. I don't know which one's more extreme than the other. They're both weird. It's strange. It's strange. Because they're both non-pornographic and people are going to be like, what? Okay. First one is Enemy at the Gates. That classic dueling sniper movie set in Stalingrad.
Yes.
I remember being a younger lad, and there's a scene in it where they're like all sleeping, and the main Jude Law's character comes up on Rachel Weisz's character. They're like laying down, and they start banging.
Yeah.
Like with basically all their clothes on still. You don't see any real nudity. You think you see a butt. That's all you see.
Yeah, that's
and
enough.
They bang right there on the floor while everyone's sleeping around them. And I have, in fact, done it to that.
Nice. Does that trend into a search now for like the?
I hope it does.
Yeah, shit. The cam sites where it's like hashtag shh because the boss is like right behind you.
Quiet porn.
I gotta rub this one out behind my boss.
And then my other one was Blazing Saddles for two different reasons. Because I've talked to a couple people about it, and they both looked at me funny like, Blazing Saddles?
Yeah, why
not? The one, what's her name? Madeline Kahn, when she's wearing the lingerie. the Teutonic Titwillow.
Yes.
She did it for me back in the day. And then the Mel Brooks's governor, the inept cross-eyed governor, and his secretary.
Yeah.
The giant-breasted redhead secretary did it for me as well. Remember, this is a different time.
Yeah.
You had rewind buttons, you had pause buttons.
Yeah. VHS was a struggle.
Yeah.
Because you're still trying to line the pause lines up with, still having view.
Exactly. It was a real struggle. This is pre-DVD. I mean, on my 18th birthday, I went to Hustler and got a couple DVDs actually. I think they're both gone now. They were good DVDs too. I'm not afraid of what I did or what I still do to some extent.
It shapes you as the man you become.
Yeah, that was part of me.
Becoming.
Exactly.
Become.
But yeah,
I'm gonna say 8 Mile.
8 Mile. Okay.
Good movie.
Mm-hmm.
What was her name?
Brittany Murphy.
Brittany Murphy.
Yeah.
Peace be upon her.
Mm-hmm.
Shows up to work, at Eminem's day job in the factory, and they just went up into the factory and had a quick raw dogging. Raw dogging! So that was a good one. And then Melancholia, 2011 science fiction drama psychological thriller film written and directed by Lars Van Trier.
That guy is weird as fuck.
Yeah, I'm going to check out some of the other things you told me about his madness.
Yeah.
The film's story revolves around two sisters, one of whom is preparing to marry as a rogue planet is about to collide with Earth. And I just remember the one particular scene that struck me as, I don't know the word for it, uncomfortable.
Yeah.
The either post-marriage or pre-marriage where she runs out onto a golf course and just bangs a stranger.
It was post. I think it was past the wedding scene. Like Kirsten Dunst, and I think she was the actress that you're talking about.
Yeah,
I've seen that movie.
There's no rhyme or reason to it, but it happened, so here we are.
Honestly, I might have done it that movie too. I don't think I watched it with anybody else.
Makes sense.
I watched it alone.
I watched it in a theater full of people.
You know what's a good one for that? And just
Pee-wee
for the modern era, I know it doesn't happen too much with regular movies anymore, at least for me. But there's one that I was compelled to, and that was Under the Skin with Scarlett Johansson in it. She plays an alien that has come to Earth specifically to seduce Earthmen, to take them back to her lair, and she lets them sink in this like goo, where their bodies basically get liquefied and then they get sent off to because I guess humans are like a delicacy and outside of Earth.
Okay.
So she basically entraps men in order to send them to be sold as meat.
Now, does she give it to him or does she manus them?
She just like lures them in with her.
I hate that
with her body, right?
Manus shit. If you're gonna pull a man into a cave with promises of pleasure, give him the pleasure before you fucking turn him into food.
But Scarlett Johansson before this had never done any nude work, and then when I first found out the movie, I got all excited because they said she was gonna be nude in it, and she is naked a lot in that movie.
Naked.
All the time.
I would also just say modern day film or show, Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah,
just like your
show. Yeah,
just like your poster back there.
Yeah,
that scene in particular where Khaleesi comes out of the fire naked, dragons.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sorry, not sorry.
I'll be the first to admit that's happened a few times with me.
What's her name in real life?
Her God-given name.
Yeah.
It is
government name.
Oh shit! How can I not remember this? I'm actually a huge Game of Thrones fan.
It's time for Google.com.
Let's see. Hold on. Emilia Clarke.
Emilia Clarke.
Why did I not remember that?
Yeah.
But yeah, Emilia Clarke. She's actually a very attractive woman with her regular hair color, which is like a brown, kind of auburn color, as well as blonde.
Neat.
But yeah, Game of Thrones, and I feel like there was another one too. But yeah, definitely Under the Skin. Check that one out.
What was that? What was the name of that music video that we both talked about where you had it was like a defusing a bomb because you had to get done before the fucking
Massive Attack.
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj video.
Watch that video.
Yeah, we actually
know exactly what we're talking about.
I was talking to my lady about it last night, and she had never seen the music video. I was like, watch it. I was like, it's a ticking time bomb. You have to plan this just right.
You got to.
Because it happens every time you get right close, and then you see contortionist dudes with crazy eyes doing weird shit, dancing around, and it fucks you up.
It's heavy.
Now, then we watched Anaconda, which I don't know if you've actually watched Anaconda, the one she did last year. But I thought
I was talking about the movie. Anaconda.
No. I'm talking about the music video.
No, I haven't seen that.
Okay. I can only imagine the nasty things I would have done a few years ago, back when Massive Attack came out, if it was that video, because there is no weird contortionist dudes. It is just lots of sexy stuff going on.
I'll have to watch it. Yeah, you get to a point with that Massive Attack video where it doesn't even matter. You're already, you're past the point of no return, and you just gotta say fuck it, and you end up making eye contact with a contortionist.
You try to close your eyes right when it happens. If you timed it right, you could, but it was hard to.
You gotta stand up with basketball shorts around your ankles, and you gotta have a knuckle up posture because it's more aggressive. You gotta maintain eye contact and power through it.
Yeah.
Pow!
Pow.
Pow!
I'd say the movies, definitely Enemy at the Gates and Blazing Saddles for me.
Copy that.
Yeah. Thanks, Tactical Fruit Dip, for that question.
We appreciate your tactical tastiness.
Yeah. Maybe you'll send us some more weird topics like that.
I fucking hope so.
That dive right into our psyches.
We've done good today so far. We've got Lunch Meat, Patron Saint, Catherine Doherty, peace be upon her, and Tactical Fruit Dip.
Tactical Fruit Dip. We appreciate it.
Love you.
And I have to remind everybody, I keep getting people come up to me in face-to-face and ask me to talk about topics, and I have to tell them.
Is that because they assume that you are actually Tubbs?
I think so.
They're mixing universes.
Yeah, they're mixing my persona on here with my actual human analog.
You don't cross the streams.
No, you don't cross the streams. And I try to explain to them, well, if you want to get a hold of Tubbs, you got to go off our Facebook page.
Yeah.
Send us a message.
It's like Peter Parker trying to relay a message to Spider-Man. It just doesn't fucking happen.
No, it doesn't happen. You have to keep those identities separate.
Separate but equal.
And then we come to our last question. Another one from beloved, honorable St. Catherine of College Corner.
Peace be upon her.
Peace be upon her. What horror movie would you most like to become reality? Oh, this is such a hard question because, like, what do you, like, I don't, like, okay, say, like, Friday the 13th was a real thing, which, to an extent, that kind of is.
Yeah.
It doesn't impact me because I don't go to fucking Camp Crystal Lake.
Nope.
So if I just don't go there, I'm straight. Except the time he went to Manhattan. And the time he went to hell.
And space.
And the time he went to space. So, I mean, he does affect places, but I feel like I wouldn't be a part of that.
Jason comes to Preble County.
That'd be a bad time.
See, I don't give a fuck what these movies say, but I have an AK-47 with a 75-round drum mag.
Yeah.
I don't think... You could saw through a lot of stuff with hollow point 7.62x39, so come at me, bro.
Yeah. I mean, he's been shot before, though.
Not with a 75-round drum mag.
That's
to the
true.
head.
And the same thing goes for, like, Michael Myers. Like, as long as you don't go to that town, you're straight.
Right.
As long as you're not an irresponsible teenager, you're cool. So I'd say, like, if I want to live in a horror world where I would have the least likelihood of actually being killed,
Yeah.
I would say, like, Friday the 13th or Halloween. I don't think that's what she's asking us.
No.
I think she's asking us if we had to live inside of a horror movie and be an active part of it, which one would we prefer?
I don't know if it's a horror movie, but because it's our show and our universe, I'm going to make it fit.
Okay.
Purge.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, even if I didn't want to participate, I just lock my shit in.
Right.
And I would just literally, like, sit upstairs on my staircase with my rifle pointed down the staircase all night.
Yeah, totally go to the Purge. Mm-hmm. I think...
I mean, I definitely wouldn't want to live, like, in fucking Hellraiser world.
Nah.
I ain't part of that.
Well,
We talked about that before.
You could do that, too. Just don't open the fucking box.
Yeah, but what kind of horror movie is it if you don't open the box? See, the worst thing is, what if, like, what if my kid opens the box? Like I said, he loves fucking, he sees a crazy fucking weird puzzle box with fucking shapes all over it. What's to say he's not going to open that shit? And the Cenobites, I mean, I know they're evil motherfuckers, but something tells me they ain't going to go after a kid.
No. You called us.
Yeah.
We came for your father instead.
I mean, like, I think in the second one, actually, the villain, not the Cenobites, but the main villain of the story, he's like a doctor. He uses this, like, girl with, she's, like, from a mental institution, and he makes her open up the puzzle box. And the Cenobites show up, and at first, like, one of them's getting ready to rock her world, and Pinhead's like, no, it is not the box that calls us, but desire. And instantly goes for the fucking doctor who made her open the box. So it tells me they're not going to go after my son for being curious. They're going to go after the one who fucking let it sit out so he could get to it.
Yeah. Ooh-wee. It's all bad for you at that point.
It is not the child that calls us. It is curiosity.
He looks over at Queenie.
Yeah. It is the irresponsibility of the father that did.
Yeah. Queenie would have to get it too, though, because she would probably watch with curiosity.
But I feel like she would become a Cenobite.
What about the cat? What's the anger cat? That cat wants to watch us suffer.
Which one? Like
the one?
Oh, you talking about Tuffy?
Tuffy. Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah, Tuffy would love to. I feel like she fantasizes about being like 10 feet tall and just mauling the shit out of me. But
Funny Games. That's a great one.
Yeah, it's a good movie, but like
it'd be another good one to turn to reality.
Because I think it'd be fine because I'm not. I mean, not to get like I hate being partisan on this one, but I'm not some fucking rich liberal who doesn't have a fucking gun in the house.
Right.
who's also gonna like let some weird teenagers in my house.
Yeah. I mean, I might let him have some fucking eggs.
Just give him the eggs.
I'll give him the eggs.
Yeah.
Second any of that weird shit happens, though.
Yeah, well, it's like, I'll give them the eggs, but they don't realize that I done gave my fucking significant other an eye wink that meant go get the fucking gun.
Yeah. We said the danger word, pineapple.
Yeah, pineapple.
You could slip that into a conversation.
Oh, totally. Like, if I'm getting the eggs out of the fridge, I'm like, oh, let me just move this pineapple over real quick.
Well, we are going to go to the store. You're right. We'll just give you the rest of our eggs. I got to go get some eggs and some pineapple tomorrow. So.
And she knows.
Hey, actually, she probably wants some more sugar, too. Let's go get the sugar.
Yeah.
I'd tie that motherfucker up and make my own funny game.
Exactly, yeah. You think I'm going to call the... No, I ain't calling the cops yet.
Can't call the cops. You cut my phone line, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean... I wouldn't want to live in Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nah, cool than that.
Yeah, I don't want to fuck with Freddy. Because,
I tell you,
that's his brown, not yours.
He can have it. Horror movie I don't want to live in is Anaconda.
No.
I thought of that because of, you mentioned in that video. The scary thing in that movie for me was not the snake. Do you know what it was for me?
Crazy ass John Voight?
The wasp in the fucking scuba mask.
Oh, shit.
Eat a dick. You know how I feel about wasp. Fucking eat a dick. I'll never forget that.
Oh, my God.
As long as I live.
Let's say that or crazy ass John Voight.
Yeah.
I don't think, like...
Wasn't he the bad guy in The Rock, too?
No, that was Ed Harris.
Ed Harris.
Yeah.
Crossing up my white dudes.
They all look alike.
They do.
But,
yeah.
Okay. But, I'd say, I don't know, like a zombie movie wouldn't be all that bad as long as you were... See, the problem is like, you have to live under the pretense that you're going to be as dumb as somebody in a zombie movie where, like, you see some family member walking towards you all fucking gored up.
Nope.
And you're like, oh my God, you need help. Here, let me give you a hug. And then they just gnaw right into your neck.
Yeah.
Like, am I going to be that's the real question. Am I going to be dumb enough to think, like, hey,
no.
Or am I going to be me right now and be like, oh.
Yeah. We'll deal with it later.
Yeah, oh.
Yeah. We had a good run.
But yeah, I mean, it wouldn't be so bad as, like, the problem in most really good zombie movies has nothing to do with the actual zombies itself for the most part. That's more just an environmental issue.
Yeah.
It's the fucking people that you surround yourself with that fuck it up.
Exactly.
Like, all the Romero movies, if people were just fucking chill and didn't fuck around and act like idiots, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd definitely not want to be in, like, a fucking monster movie.
No.
What about Alien? That'd be fucking horrible.
See, I just feel like I always turn to the same path of destruction. It's like any alien movie, I'm going to be the dumb hillbilly that's out there with some sort of firearm shooting a black powder projectile. It's not going to work, but it's going to make me feel good.
Or imagine, like, getting attacked by a facehugger.
No.
And knowing what you know now. So what if you, like, get attacked by a facehugger, you wake up, and fucking the facehugger's sitting on the ground next to you. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah.
What do you do? What do you do with that, like, it varies from movie to movie how long it actually takes. But what the fuck do you do with, let's say, upwards of 2 hours before that thing fucking rips right through your fucking chest?
Get really fucked up?
Yeah.
Ride the dragon out?
Yeah, maybe it'll come out fucked up. Maybe it'll die. Maybe you'll just kill it from alcohol poisoning.
I like to think the amount of alcohol I would consume would kill it.
Maybe that's a good idea. Nobody's ever tried that in an alien movie. Get drunk.
I'm like Popeye. Vodka's my spinach.
You, like, open a vial and just squeeze it and it fucking, like, like all shoots out of it into your mouth.
My forearms are huge, but I still have those dainty girl wrists that I've come to love. Yeah.
I'd say, I gotta narrow this down. What horror movie would you most like to become reality?
Black Sheep. Zombie Sheep for the win.
Oh, Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
There we go.
Yeah.
Figured it out.
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead.
We would make it an excellent zombie movie duo.
Go to the Winchester and wait for this all to blow over.
Yeah. Go to the Gratis Eagles. Let it all boil over.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's I figured it out. Shaun of the Dead.
That's
so zombie reality would probably be my most ideal one.
Yeah. Me too. I would have to assume that would be the best outcome.
Exactly. Thanks for that question, St. Catherine.
Peace be upon her.
Peace be upon her. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this episode.
Yeah, we will see you next week.
We will see you next week. We'd like to thank Ryan Simpson for letting him use our music for our podcast.
Letting us use his music.
No, yeah, I fucked that up again, didn't I?
I'm not mad at you.
Okay.
I would say, I'm going to give the parting words today, if you don't mind.
That's fine.
I think speaks for itself. You know, if you guys like what we do, we got a Patreon. Show your love. Continue to send us your topics. I'm liking this. I'm liking how this is turning out. You haven't disappointed me this week. We're here for you. We want to be your delicious distraction. So put us in your ears. I'm sure you want to hear us talk about things that are on your mind because you are the leader of your universe, and we're here to fucking captain the ship for you while you drive a car or clean your fucking life out some way. We're in your ears. So give us something to talk about. And if you like the video, do what you want. Share it, hoard it, keep it to yourself, whatever. Doesn't matter. We love you.
We really do.